We live in an era of constant noise, a world where people announce their every move, every meal, every milestone, and every minor success as if the world is keeping score. Social media platforms have transformed into stages where people parade their achievements, seeking validation from strangers. But the Stoics knew better. They knew that true success does not need an audience. Real mastery does not require applause. The highest level of fulfillment is found not in showing off, but in internal growth, quiet progress, and personal fulfillment. Winning in silence is the ultimate form of discipline, power, and control. It is about focusing on your journey without distraction. It is about resisting the urge to announce every move and allowing your results to speak for themselves. This is the Stoic way. So why should you win in silence? Because in truth, no one cares. Not in the way you think. Most people are too consumed with their own lives to truly celebrate your victories. Others, unfortunately, may envy them. Some may even secretly hope for your failure. The reality is that your wins are for you and no one else. Your struggles are yours to conquer, your challenges yours to master. The greatest reward is personal growth and self-mastery. Win to impress yourself and nobody else. Leave your ego at the door, bury it deep where it can no longer dictate your actions. Everything you do, every win you experience, every threshold you cross is for you and nobody else. To help others, you must first help yourself. No one is coming to save you, and no one will carry you to success. You must build it with your own hands. The more private you are, the more it bothers them, whether it is jealous friends, envious colleagues, or even family members who mask their resentment behind smiles. Keep your victories quiet. Let them unfold in secrecy, and let those who doubted you see the results unfold before them. Silence is your greatest advantage, your shield against unnecessary interference. The more you speak, the more you expose yourself to unwanted criticism and negativity. Instead, operate in the shadows, refining yourself, crafting your skills, growing your strength. This is the way of the disciplined, the way of the Stoics. This video will teach you the Stoic principles of winning in silence. It will show you why privacy is power, why humility attracts greater rewards, and how the most successful people cultivate quiet discipline rather than loud declarations. It will help you shift your mindset from external validation to internal fulfillment. This is a blueprint for ultimate success, the kind that does not need an audience, only your own unwavering determination. Chapter 1. Why silence is strength. Imagine two warriors preparing for battle. One makes loud declarations, boasting about his victories before the fight has even begun. The other sharpens his blade in silence, speaking through his actions. Who do you think will stand victorious when the dust settles? Silence is strength because it removes distractions. When you talk about your goals before they are achieved, you invite opinions, judgments, and expectations. This can create unnecessary pressure, dilute your focus, and even discourage you. The Stoics believed in controlling what is within their power, and what is within your power. Your effort, your discipline, and your results, not the opinions of others. When you announce your plans prematurely, you give others the opportunity to cast doubt, to question your path, and to introduce uncertainty into your mind. Even well-meaning advice can sometimes lead you astray. Every time you share your vision, you risk allowing external voices to shape your internal resolve. The stronger your vision, the less it should require outside validation. Beyond the psychological toll, there is a practical danger in exposing your goals. Some people, driven by envy or self-interest, may actively work against you. Not everyone who smiles at you wishes you success. Some will subtly discourage you, plant seeds of doubt, or even undermine your efforts out of their own insecurity. The fewer people who know your plans, the less interference you will face. Keeping silent allows you to move with agility, without external resistance. It keeps you unpredictable, and in that unpredictability lies power. Winning in silence is not just about avoiding negativity, it is about preserving energy. Every time you explain yourself, justify your choices, or respond to criticism, you expend valuable mental resources that could be used to push yourself forward. Talking about your goals creates an illusion of progress, tricking your brain into feeling a sense of accomplishment before any real work has been done. The Stoics understood that words are empty without action. Real progress is made not in conversation, but in execution. Beyond energy preservation, silence grants you the ability to focus entirely on your own timeline, rather than one dictated by external expectations. The moment you announce your goal to others, you create unnecessary pressure to meet their imagined deadlines. This self-imposed burden can lead to stress, burnout, or a fear of failing in public. In contrast, those who remain silent about their ambitions work with a sense of peace, free from the constraints of external judgment. In today's digital age, where people eagerly showcase their every achievement online, maintaining secrecy over your plans is a lost art. But those who practice it gain an immense advantage. They remove unnecessary distractions, maintain their independence, and ensure their vision remains pure, untainted by outside perspectives. They keep their progress hidden, not because they are afraid of failure, but because they understand that true success does not need an audience. To cultivate this principle, start by resisting the urge to share every detail of your journey. Let your progress remain your secret. Treat your goals as sacred, something to be protected rather than broadcasted. The fewer people who know about your ambitions, the more freedom you have to shape them without interference. Secrecy is not a sign of fear or insecurity. It is a mark of discipline, of inner strength. A tree does not announce its growth underground, nor does a river proclaim its power until it carves through rock. Your progress should be the same, silent yet unstoppable. Work tirelessly behind the scenes, refining your craft, honing your skills, and mastering your discipline. Understand that true effort is often invisible. The hours spent in solitude, the sacrifices made in silence, the self-discipline cultivated away from prying eyes. These are the foundations of greatness. The most skilled warriors do not boast about their training. They let their victories in battle speak for them. In the same way, your work should be your voice, your actions should be your statement, and your results should be your proof. Let your actions speak so loudly that no words are necessary. Do not waste time explaining your dreams to those who do not understand them, nor should you seek approval from those who have not walked your path. People will only see what they are ready to see, and often their opinions are a reflection of their own limitations rather than an assessment of your potential. It is far better to surprise the world with undeniable success than to invite skepticism by announcing your aspirations prematurely. True strength is quiet, patient, and relentless. It is a fire that burns steadily, never seeking to impress, but always growing, always refining itself. The greatest minds, the most powerful individuals, and the most successful people in history did not seek validation. They sought mastery, and mastery is built in silence. Understand that silence is a form of power. It grants you control over your own path, allowing you to build without distraction and rise without interference. When you operate in secrecy, you eliminate unnecessary pressure, avoid the weight of expectations, and move at your own pace. You become untouchable, immune to outside criticism, unaffected by external noise. When the time comes, your results will be undeniable, and the world will have no choice but to take notice. And when they do, let them watch in awe. never knowing how much you have already conquered in silence. Keep your goals to yourself, work in silence, and let your results speak for you. Avoid seeking validation from others. True satisfaction comes from internal progress, not external applause. Detach yourself from external expectations. The only person you need to impress is yourself, because no one else is walking your path, no one else is carrying your burdens, and no one else can truly understand the depth of your journey. Seeking approval from the outside world is a trap, a distraction that pulls you away from your true purpose. The moment you rely on others to validate your efforts, you give away your power. You let their opinions dictate your emotions, their perceptions shape your reality, and their judgments determine your worth. When you focus solely on impressing yourself, your entire approach to life changes. Your goals become about genuine growth rather than public recognition. Your achievements hold meaning because they are rooted in self-mastery, not applause. You learn to compete only with the person you were yesterday, forging a version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This shift liberates you. It frees you from the pressure of external validation, allowing you to pursue what truly matters. It keeps you grounded, disciplined, and immune to the fleeting approval of others. When you walk this path, you will find that the deepest sense of fulfillment comes not from being admired, but from knowing you stayed true to yourself, despite the noise of the world. Chapter 2. Breaking Free. Focus on yourself. Many people live their lives chasing approval. They want others to see their success, to recognize their efforts, to validate their progress. But why? Approval is fleeting. It is temporary. It does not add any real value to your journey. The applause of today is forgotten tomorrow, and the admiration of others is often conditional, shifting with trends, circumstances, or convenience. If your confidence is built on the approval of others, it is fragile, subject to collapse the moment that approval fades. The Stoics understood that external validation is an illusion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." Why should the opinions of others dictate your happiness? Why should their perception of you define your worth? The reality is that people are too preoccupied with their own struggles, their own doubts, and their own egos to truly concern themselves with your journey. And if they do, it is often through a lens of comparison, envy, or personal insecurity. Seeking validation is not only exhausting but dangerous. It shifts your focus outward when it should be turned inward. Instead of measuring your success by your own progress, you measure it by the reactions of those around you. You become dependent on their praise and fearful of their criticism. You let their fleeting opinions shape your long-term identity. This is a path to self-destruction, not self-mastery. The only validation that matters is your own. You must become your own judge, your own standard of excellence. Define success by your internal growth, not external recognition. If you make approval your goal, you will never be free. You will always be chasing, always performing, always bending to fit the expectations of others. But when you detach from the need for validation, you gain true power. You operate on your own terms, unaffected by praise or criticism. You learn to value silence over spectacle, substance over showmanship, mastery over mere attention. Your journey is yours alone. Stop looking for others to affirm it. They do not need to understand, and they do not need to approve. The only thing that matters is that you keep going, keep growing, and keep proving only to yourself that you are capable of greatness. Stop looking for approval. The only validation you need is your own. Understand that no one truly cares about your success as much as you do. People are often too absorbed in their own lives to truly invest in yours. They may celebrate your wins momentarily, but soon after, they move on, returning to their own struggles and ambitions. Even those who claim to support you might secretly compare, judge, or even envy your progress. Relying on external recognition is a fragile foundation for motivation. It creates an endless cycle of seeking approval where your self-worth is tied to how much praise you receive. But true fulfillment comes from within. When you detach from the need for others to care about your success, you free yourself from unnecessary disappointment. You begin to work for your own satisfaction, your own discipline, and your own mastery. You must understand that no one is coming to push you forward, to cheer for you at every step, or to pick you up when you stumble. The weight of your progress rests solely on your shoulders. And that is a powerful realization, because it means that you control your own destiny, unhindered by external expectations. You do not need to be seen, validated, or admired to be great. You simply need to continue, to persist, and to grow, knowing that the only approval that truly matters is your own. Learn to be content with silent victories. Celebrate for yourself, not for applause. Chapter 3. Privacy is power. There is an old saying, "Move in silence, only speak when it's time to say checkmate." When you keep your plans private, you maintain control. No one can interfere, sabotage, or discourage you if they do not know what you are doing. Silence allows you to work with full focus, undistracted by outside noise. It keeps your momentum intact and your goals free from unnecessary scrutiny. Privacy is a tool. It protects your energy, your progress, and your peace. It prevents jealousy and unnecessary distractions. Many people sabotage their own success by sharing too much, too soon. The moment you announce your plans, you invite opinions, and opinions are often unhelpful, sometimes discouraging, and occasionally even destructive. Some will doubt you, others will try to undermine you. Many will project their own fears onto your journey, creating obstacles in your mind that would not have existed had you stayed silent. The greatest architects of success understand that the more you reveal, the more vulnerable you become. By keeping your ambitions to yourself, you maintain your autonomy. You are not weighed down by expectations or unsolicited advice. You are free to evolve, to adjust your course as needed, without the pressure of proving yourself to an audience that does not matter. The moment you begin to share, you expose your dreams to external forces that may twist, manipulate, or discourage them before they have a chance to materialize. People are naturally curious, and curiosity often breeds envy. When you share too much, you unknowingly create spectators who may not have your best interests at heart. Some people prefer to see you struggle rather than succeed. The psychology behind this is simple. When others see you quietly working on something big, they feel the weight of their own inaction. They feel confronted by their lack of discipline, their own unfinished goals. Instead of being inspired, many will resort to criticism, skepticism, or outright sabotage to maintain their own sense of comfort. This is why it is crucial to protect your dreams until they are fully formed, solid, and unshakable. Winning in silence allows you to keep your progress untouched by external negativity. It is yours, pure and untainted, shielded from unnecessary interference. It eliminates distractions and removes the need to prove yourself before you are ready. When you remain private, you gain complete control over your timeline, your pace, and your execution. You answer to no one but yourself. Your success, when it finally comes to light, will be undeniable, speaking volumes without requiring a single explanation. When the time comes for your success to be known, it will speak for itself, without the need for explanation, without the weight of expectations, and without the distractions that come with premature exposure. And by then, those who doubted, envied, or ignored You will have no choice but to watch in silence, wondering how you managed to build something so strong without them even realizing it was happening. Guard your privacy. Your goals, dreams, and progress should be protected like a fortress. They are sacred, personal, and deserve to be nurtured in a space free from outside interference. The fewer people who know your plans, the fewer opinions, distractions, and obstacles you will face. Every move you make in silence strengthens your position. Privacy is not secrecy out of fear, it is strategy. It allows you to maintain focus, avoid premature criticism, and work toward your goals without unnecessary pressure. When you protect your ambitions, you eliminate the noise and maintain clarity, ensuring that your energy is directed where it truly matters, toward progress and execution, rather than external validation. Avoid unnecessary bragging. True power is in quiet confidence, in the ability to walk into a room without demanding attention, but still commanding respect. Confidence does not need to be loud. It does not require constant affirmation or external validation. Those who are truly powerful do not waste time proving their worth. They simply embody it. The strongest individuals are the ones who let their actions speak louder than words, who lead through quiet assurance rather than empty declarations. When you carry yourself with true confidence, people will notice without you ever having to say a word. Keep your victories humble. The world does not need to know your every move, nor does it need to witness every milestone you achieve. True success is best enjoyed in quiet confidence, without the need for external recognition. Each step forward, every lesson learned, and every obstacle overcome should be for your own growth, not as a display for others. By keeping your wins private, you cultivate an inner strength that is unshakable. You become free from the weight of others' opinions, expectations, and judgments. Let your progress be a silent force, steady and undeniable, only revealed when it is impossible to ignore. The most powerful individuals do not need to boast. Their results speak volumes without a word being uttered. Chapter 4. The Art of Being Unseen. A wise man once said, "Be like the night, silent, mysterious, and powerful. The less people know about you, the less they can interfere. The more mysterious you are, the more control you have over your narrative. When you operate in silence, you become unpredictable, and unpredictability is a form of power. The moment people think they have you figured out, they develop expectations, judgments, and assumptions about you. But when you remain enigmatic, you hold all the leverage, leaving them in a constant state of uncertainty about your next move. People are naturally curious. They like to spy, to gossip, to compare. They want to know what you're doing, where you're going, and how far you've come. Not necessarily to support you, but often to measure themselves against you. They analyze your movements, searching for clues about your progress, not always out of admiration, but sometimes from a place of envy or insecurity. The less you give them, the more they wonder. Their curiosity turns into speculation, their assumptions into obsession. And when they finally see your success, it will be undeniable, leaving them to question how you achieved so much while they were too busy watching others. Silence forces people to pay closer attention. When you do not explain yourself, justify your decisions, or reveal your every step, people are left to speculate. Their imagination will do more work than your words ever could. And in that space of mystery, you command a quiet form of respect, one that is built not on explanations, but on undeniable results. You become an enigma, someone whose progress seems almost effortless, someone who achieves without the noise of self-promotion. People will want to understand how you operate, but the reality is, they never will, because you have mastered the art of moving without being seen. The greatest power does not announce itself, it simply exists, waiting for the right moment to make its presence known. Like a storm gathering strength beyond the horizon, true greatness does not seek validation. It emerges when the time is right, with a force that is impossible to ignore. The essence of true power is patience. It is the ability to build in silence, refining one's craft and fortifying one's mind while the world remains unaware. Many chase recognition prematurely, seeking credit before their work is complete. But those who understand the value of restraint know that results speak louder than words. They know that mastery is not achieved through noise, but through relentless, unseen effort. Let them wonder, let them speculate, and when they finally witness your success, let them realize that they were never meant to see the work. It was always about the results. When you rise, rise without announcement. When you achieve, achieve without seeking validation. The world will notice in due time, and by then, your position will be unshakable. The mightiest trees grow in silence, their roots digging deep beneath the surface before they ever reach the sky. The strongest warriors train in solitude, perfecting their techniques before stepping into the battlefield. The most successful individuals build their empires out of sight, revealing their accomplishments only when they can no longer be ignored. Such is the nature of quiet dominance. By the time the world takes notice, the foundation has already been laid, and the victory is inevitable. Resist the urge to explain yourself. Let people wonder. Avoid unnecessary comparisons. Focus on your own journey, because comparison is the thief of joy and the root of unnecessary distraction. The moment you measure your progress against someone else's, you shift your focus from personal growth to external validation. Everyone moves at their own pace, shaped by different circumstances, challenges, and experiences. Your path is unique, and trying to align it with someone else's only limits your potential. Instead of wasting time watching others, use that energy to refine your skills, strengthen your mindset, and push yourself forward. Growth happens when you are fully immersed in your own progress, undisturbed by external benchmarks. When you master the art of self-focus, you gain the clarity and discipline needed to reach your highest potential, free from comparison, envy, or self-doubt. Master the art of quiet influence. Real power does not need to announce itself. Chapter 5. Humility attracts greatness. The universe rewards humility. When you stay humble, when you work for yourself and not for the world's approval, you naturally attract more success. The Stoics valued humility because it keeps you grounded. It prevents arrogance and maintains inner peace. True power does not require an audience, and the strongest individuals are those who can succeed without the need to be seen. Winning in silence is the ultimate form of humility. It is proof that you are not controlled by ego. You are not driven by the need for recognition or external applause. You are content with internal growth, and that is true power. The ability to celebrate your own victories without seeking validation from others is a rare and valuable trait. It allows you to remain focused, to continue striving forward without the distractions of praise or criticism. The humble understand that their journey is their own. They do not need to convince others of their worth, because they know their value is not dependent on outside approval. They move with quiet confidence, secure in their purpose, knowing that true greatness does not come from being seen, but from being disciplined, committed, and resilient. The more you detach from the need for recognition, the stronger you become. You are no longer held hostage by public perception or the fleeting nature of admiration. Instead, you find peace in your progress, knowing that the work itself is its own reward. True humility is not about minimizing your achievements. It is about recognizing that success does not require validation. It is understanding that external approval neither defines nor sustains real progress. Those who are truly great do not seek admiration, for they are too busy mastering their craft, improving their skills, and sharpening their minds. They know that greatness is not measured in applause, but in the unrelenting pursuit of excellence. True humility is also the ability to detach from the need for external validation and instead find fulfillment in the process itself. It means embracing the journey, the lessons learned, the effort put in, rather than the recognition that may or may not come. When you practice humility, you free yourself from the limitations of ego, allowing you to focus entirely on meaningful growth. The moment you stop caring about who is watching, you unlock a deeper level of discipline and focus that few ever attain. Success that is built on humility is enduring. It is not fragile, nor does it waver in the face of doubt or opposition. The humble win because they are not distracted by the noise. They remain steady, focused, and relentless in their pursuit of excellence. They do not waste time proving their worth because their results prove it for them. They do not allow arrogance to disrupt their progress, nor do they fall into the trap of seeking approval. True success is not about being acknowledged, it is about being undeniable. And when the world finally takes notice, it is only because their impact has become too great to ignore. When you win in silence, you protect your energy. You eliminate unnecessary distractions, ensuring that your motivation remains intrinsic rather than dictated by external applause. You build something solid, something real, something that cannot be taken away because it was forged in discipline, resilience, and quiet determination. When you stop seeking validation and instead focus on making real progress, you become untouchable. No setback can break you, no opinion can sway you, and no failure can define you. You learn to appreciate the struggle as much as the success, for it is in the struggle that character is forged. In time, those who doubted you, those who sought to undermine you, and those who never believed in you will see what you have built, and by then, it will be too late for them to catch up. You will have already won, not in their eyes, but in your own, and that is the only victory that truly matters. Stay humble. Let your success be a quiet force. Do not seek to impress others. Impress yourself by striving for personal excellence, not external validation. The need to impress others is a distraction, a burden that pulls you away from your true mission. When you focus on making yourself proud, your motivation becomes unshakable. You no longer chase fleeting approval, nor do you measure your worth by applause. Instead, you find fulfillment in your own progress, knowing that your value is determined by your dedication, discipline, and self-mastery. Every time you resist the urge to seek external admiration and instead turn inward, you strengthen your resilience. Your confidence grows not because of what others think, but because of the undeniable proof of your own hard work. The real test of success is whether you can look at yourself in the mirror and know that you gave your best effort, regardless of who was watching. The more you focus on impressing yourself, the more unstoppable you become. Understand that true greatness does not need an audience, nor does it crave acknowledgement or applause. It thrives in silence, nurtured by the discipline and persistence that few are willing to endure. The greatest achievements are often born in solitude, in the hours of relentless effort when no one is watching. True greatness is not about being noticed. It is about being undeniable, about reaching a level of mastery so profound that recognition becomes irrelevant. When you focus entirely on your craft, on refining your skills, and on elevating yourself beyond limitations, external validation ceases to matter. You do not seek attention, yet it will inevitably find you, not because you chased it, but because you built something so strong, so resilient, and so remarkable that it could not be ignored. Chapter 6. The long-term rewards of quiet success. Winning in silence is a long-term strategy. While others burn out seeking attention, you will be building something real, something lasting. Your success will not be a performance, but a reality. The moment you detach yourself from external validation, you gain the ability to work on your craft without unnecessary pressure. While the world is busy showcasing half-finished efforts, you will be mastering your discipline in private. The rewards of quiet success are profound: peace of mind, the ability to move freely without scrutiny, and the power of unveiling your achievements only when they are undeniable. The Stoics believed that everything external is temporary. Social status, fame, recognition, these things fade. What lasts is internal strength, wisdom, and discipline. When you focus on real progress rather than appearances, you create something unshakable. This means developing an unbreakable mindset, one that is not influenced by trends, opinions, or temporary applause. True success is a slow burn, not an overnight explosion. It is the product of countless hours of unseen effort, of resilience in the face of adversity, and of a deep-rooted commitment to personal excellence. When you detach from external validation, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. Your journey becomes about internal growth rather than performing for others. Every setback, every lesson, and every achievement carries deep meaning because it is for you alone. You are no longer distracted by the need to impress or conform, but instead, you are fully engaged in the process of becoming your best self. This is what makes success lasting and unshakable. Winning in silence cultivates a type of confidence that does not waver. It builds resilience, mental clarity, and an unshakable inner strength. You become the kind of person whose results speak so loudly that words are unnecessary. The world will eventually notice, but by then, it will be too late for them to catch up. While others were busy seeking attention, you were building something solid, something lasting, something that does not need an audience to be real. When the time comes, your success will stand as undeniable proof of your discipline and effort. And when people ask how you did it, you won't need to explain. The work will speak for itself. The rewards of winning in silence are not just external, they are internal, shaping you into a person who no longer needs validation because your achievements are self-sufficient, deeply rooted in who you have become. Build long-term success. Focus on real results, not temporary applause. Success that lasts is not built on fleeting validation, but on steady, disciplined effort. When you dedicate yourself to continuous growth, refining your skills, and improving day by day, you create something substantial, something that does not fade with trends or external opinions. Too many people chase the illusion of quick recognition, mistaking visibility for true achievement. But true success is not about being noticed early, it is about being undeniable in the long run. It is about mastering your craft so thoroughly that your work speaks for itself, no matter how long it takes. The ones who achieve greatness are those who are patient, those who understand that meaningful progress cannot be rushed. Focus on building something real, something that cannot be taken away, because it is rooted in competence, wisdom, and persistence. Let others chase the spotlight while you quietly construct the foundation of an unshakable legacy. When your success finally emerges, it will be permanent, not because people recognize it, but because it was never dependent on their recognition in the first place. Master yourself first. Build yourself up, layer by layer, until your strength is undeniable, your wisdom unshakable, and your discipline unbreakable. The world does not grant greatness. It acknowledges it only when it has no choice. When you cultivate an unrelenting work ethic, an indomitable spirit, and a mind that is unfazed by setbacks or distractions, you become unstoppable. True mastery is not about proving yourself to others. It is about refining yourself so completely that recognition becomes irrelevant. Do not chase applause, chase excellence. Do not seek approval, seek self-improvement. The world will recognize your greatness, not because you demand it, but because your results leave no room for denial. When you are truly great, you do not have to say a word. The proof will be in everything you do, in the way you carry yourself, in the quiet confidence that radiates from you. So forge ahead, uninterrupted by noise, undistracted by the need for validation. Become so skilled, so disciplined, so undeniably exceptional that the world has no choice but to take notice. And even when it does, remember, you did it for yourself first. Remember that success is not about being seen, it is about becoming the best version of yourself. Chapter 7. The Hidden Strength of Self-Control. Self-control is the key to maintaining your power and discipline in silence. The Stoics understood that true strength is not in overpowering others, but in mastering oneself. The ability to restrain your emotions, to act with intention rather than impulse, and to remain composed in the face of adversity is what separates the truly strong from the weak. In a world that rewards instant gratification, self-control is a rare and valuable skill. It allows you to resist distractions, to delay rewards in pursuit of something greater, and to avoid being swayed by external influences. Winning in silence requires the ability to maintain your focus without needing validation or motivation from others. It is about doing the work consistently, regardless of whether anyone sees or appreciates it. Practice emotional discipline. Learn to respond, not react. Every situation that tests your patience is an opportunity to strengthen your control. When you react impulsively, you give away your power. You become a slave to external triggers rather than the master of your own mind. Instead, train yourself to pause, reflect, and act with intention. Emotional control is a skill, not an innate trait. It is cultivated through conscious effort, through moments of restraint where you choose composure over chaos. The Stoics believed that true power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering oneself. When you resist the urge to lash out, to defend your ego, or to be swayed by temporary emotions, you step into a realm of quiet dominance. Build this skill by practicing mindfulness in daily life. Observe your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. Understand that feelings are fleeting, but discipline is permanent. In the long run, it is not the person who shouts the loudest that holds the most influence. It is the one who remains steady in the storm, unmoved by the shifting tides of emotion. That is the strength of the silent winner. Train yourself to delay gratification. Long-term success requires patience and self-restraint. The ability to resist short-term rewards in favor of greater future gains is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who fall into mediocrity. Every time you choose discipline over indulgence, you strengthen your character, reinforce your self-control, and align yourself with long-term growth. Delaying gratification is not just about resisting temptation. It is about mastering your impulses, understanding that the most valuable rewards take time, and embracing the discomfort that comes with waiting. True success is built on consistency, not instant results. The greatest achievers are those who can endure the slow grind, those who recognize that progress is often invisible until it suddenly becomes undeniable. Practice patience in everything you do. Recognize that the sacrifices you make today will compound into something far greater than immediate pleasure. Learn to take pride in the process itself, not just in the final outcome. When you can delay gratification without frustration, you gain an unstoppable advantage, because while others seek shortcuts, you are quietly building something real and unshakable. Cultivate mental resilience. True power lies in remaining composed under pressure. standing firm when chaos surrounds you, and maintaining clarity when others are overwhelmed by emotion. Mental resilience is the ability to endure setbacks without losing momentum, to persist despite adversity, and to remain focused even when the path is unclear. It is the inner armor that shields you from doubt, fear, and external criticism. To build resilience, train yourself to embrace discomfort. Learn to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow stronger. Just as muscles are built through resistance, the mind is fortified through trials. Each hardship you face is a lesson, a test of your endurance and discipline. Accept that struggle is part of the journey, and instead of fearing it, lean into it. Understand that every challenge conquered silently adds to your strength, making you unshakable in the face of greater storms. Resilience is also about adaptability. The most powerful individuals are not those who never face difficulty, but those who adjust, evolve, and thrive despite it. When things do not go as planned, do not panic. Stay composed and pivot when necessary. Being flexible in thought while unwavering in discipline ensures that no setback can break you. When you master the art of remaining composed under pressure, you become unstoppable, proving that true power is not about controlling the outside world, but mastering your inner world. Chapter 8. Detaching from ego and embracing purpose. Ego is the greatest enemy of silent progress. The moment you start seeking validation, your focus shifts from mastery to approval. The Stoics warned against the dangers of ego, reminding us that arrogance blinds us to our flaws and makes us fragile in the face of criticism. True success is built on humility and purpose. When you detach from ego, you no longer feel the need to prove yourself. You work for excellence, not for applause. You build for legacy, not for temporary recognition. And in doing so, you unlock a level of freedom that few ever experience. Avoid seeking praise. Let your work be its own reward. Focus on your craft, not on how others perceive you. The opinions of others are fleeting, ever-changing, and often influenced by their own insecurities. If you let their perceptions dictate your journey, you will find yourself constantly shifting, seeking approval rather than mastery. True growth comes from deep commitment to your work, to refining your skills without the need for external validation. When you immerse yourself in your craft, you cultivate an unshakable foundation, one that is not affected by trends, criticism, or applause. In the long run, those who dedicate themselves fully to their craft rise above the noise, proving their worth not through words, but through undeniable results. Stay humble. The moment you believe you have nothing left to learn, you stop growing. Humility is not about thinking less of yourself. It is about understanding that learning never ends. The most successful people in history remained students until their last breath, always seeking wisdom, always refining their craft. Growth is a continuous process, and arrogance is the greatest obstacle to it. When you adopt a mindset of humility, you open yourself up to new insights, unexpected lessons, and perspectives that challenge you to improve. You become adaptable, resilient, and ever-evolving. Those who believe they have reached the peak of knowledge or skill unknowingly begin their decline. Complacency sets in, and without realizing it, they start to fall behind. But those who stay humble remain students of life, consistently sharpening their minds and refining their actions. Embrace humility as a strength. Recognize that no matter how much you achieve, there is always room for more growth, more mastery, and more wisdom. The quiet learner, the one who listens more than they speak, the one who is open to correction, is the one who ultimately surpasses those who believe they already know it all. Chapter 9. Why silence attracts the right people. When you live and win in silence, You naturally filter out those who are only interested in superficial success. The wrong people are drawn to noise, status, and performance, while the right ones respect discipline, authenticity, and quiet mastery. Those who truly understand success recognize effort, not words. By keeping your ambitions private, you attract those who appreciate real value. You build relationships based on substance rather than perception. And as a result, you surround yourself with individuals who are aligned with your vision rather than those who are simply impressed by your achievements. Observe who stays in your life when you stop sharing your successes. Seek relationships built on mutual growth, not admiration. Protect your energy by limiting access to your journey. Not everyone deserves to witness your progress, nor should they be given insight into your struggles, your growth, or your plans. Every interaction requires energy, and when you allow too many people into your space, you risk being drained by unnecessary opinions, distractions, and negativity. Guard your focus as fiercely as you guard your time. Be selective about who you share your journey with. There are those who will uplift you, challenge you, and support you, and there are those who will only seek to siphon your energy for their own gain. The fewer people who have access to your inner world, the more clarity and strength you will have to keep pushing forward. Your journey is yours alone. Treat it like a sacred mission, one that does not require external validation or constant affirmation. By keeping it private, you preserve its purity, allowing yourself to move forward without unnecessary weight. When you protect your energy, you ensure that every ounce of effort goes toward your true purpose, not towards satisfying the curiosity of others. Chapter 10. The Power of Letting Them Watch. At the end of the journey, those who doubted you, those who ignored you, and those who underestimated you will have no choice but to witness your success. But by then, their approval will no longer matter. You will have already built something great, not for them, but for yourself. Winning in silence means that when your results are undeniable, you won't need to say a word. The work will speak for itself. The world will see, but it will be too late for them to catch up. And in that moment, you will realize the greatest truth of all. The journey was never about them. It was always about you. Let them wonder. Keep building. Never seek to prove anyone wrong. Simply prove yourself right by becoming the best version of yourself, by achieving your goals with quiet determination, and by surpassing even your own expectations. The desire to prove others wrong is rooted in ego, but proving yourself right comes from a place of self-mastery and growth. When you shift your focus away from external competition and toward internal excellence, you develop an unstoppable momentum. You are no longer reacting to doubters, but proactively building something meaningful for yourself. Let your success be undeniable, not as a statement to others, but as a testament to your own perseverance. The moment you stop seeking revenge through validation and instead focus on fulfilling your own potential, you step into a level of power that no critic can take away from you. Stay focused. The work is never done because mastery has no finish line. Every level you reach reveals a new challenge, a new skill to refine, and a new test of your discipline. True success is not about reaching an endpoint. It is about continuously evolving, adapting, and improving beyond what you once thought possible. The strongest individuals understand that complacency is the greatest enemy of progress. Those who believe they have made it often fall behind, while those who stay dedicated to the craft, regardless of external recognition, keep climbing. Even when you achieve milestones, remember that there is always another level. There is always more to learn, more to refine, and more ways to become even better than you were yesterday. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and never allow yourself to be lulled into a false sense of completion. The work is never done, not because you are never enough, but because you are capable of so much more than you can currently imagine. The Stoics taught that true mastery is internal. It is not measured by applause, recognition, or validation. It is measured by how much you grow, how disciplined you become, and how much you achieve without the need for external approval. Win in silence. Let them watch. But most importantly, keep going. Because in the end, the only person you truly need to impress is yourself.